All right, welcome back for another video. So this evening, we're gonna do a little something different. We're not out fishing tonight. We're in the garage and doing a little preventive maintenance on the boat, getting ready for our next big trip, which is gonna happen this week. So, went fishing over the weekend, had a great time. We did a little bit of trout fishing. I was able to get out with one of my good friends and his two sons. Left the camera at home, just went out and we went up and we hit it pretty good. I think we ended up with 7 fish. We probably lost maybe 4, 4 hours maybe. So it was a good morning. Real nice day. The weather was great. It was nice to get out with those two fine young gentlemen. So hopefully you guys are watching. Good job over the weekend, and hopefully we'll get out again soon. So we're going to be going ahead and doing a little bit of preventive maintenance on the boat. I got to get the oil changed. We just hit 100 hours in the kicker, so I got to get the oil changed in that. I got to get the gear oil changed before we head out. So, but before I start, I wanted to take a minute and just thank all of my subscribers and everyone that's been watching the videos. So tomorrow, I think, is exactly 2 months since we started the channel, and it has grown quite a bit. I think we just eclipsed the 4,000 view mark. So really thrilled to death to be able to bring you guys, some of this coverage and, take you guys out fishing with me. It's a good time. I hope you guys are enjoying all these trips that we take, and, the ones local and some of the things that we do out on the boat. And hopefully you can take some of that stuff and, utilize it yourself, and we all become better anglers. One of the interesting facts is the rate of, and I'm going to read it because I wrote it down. So the rate at which people watch my videos is 30 to 70%. So that means that 70% of the viewers aren't hitting that subscribe button. And that is, that's huge. Honestly, that's about average for a YouTube channel. Usually there's a lot of pass-through. However, with outdoor channels, the more you guys hit that subscribe button, and with any channel for that matter, not just an outdoor channel, but the more you guys hit that subscribe button, the more our videos get into the algorithm and more people get to watch them. We get more feedback, and we open it up to a wider audience. So if you're just passing through and you found something that you liked, definitely hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and it'll get us out to more people. We'll be able to bring content to more people, and hopefully we'll get more people out there fishing. And that's the goal, is we all become better anglers together, and we share what we're doing and kind of how we go about it, and we grow together. All right, so what I'm going to do tonight is I actually started a Facebook page a while back, and that has grown as well. Probably not as much as the YouTube channel has. However, it seems like I get more feedback on the Facebook channel. So I get certain questions, and I get questions of people, just at the boat launches, and if I stop somewhere to get gas, I get questions. So I took the questions that I had been asked on Facebook, and I kind of compiled them into, I don't know, maybe, I think there's like 5 or 6 that I thought were like really good, that constituted me making a video and kind of explaining some of the stuff. So first thing is, I tried to make it so that I could go from the front to the back of the boat. So they're not in any order other than the way the boat is put together. So first question I got asked, and I'm not going to put names up of who asked the question. So if you guys have a comment or a question, I've actually gotten some really good comments about editing, which I believe have been very helpful because I'm definitely still learning. But keep those comments coming and keep those questions coming, because if I don't know the answer, I'll find it out. These answers that I'm giving you are 100% my opinion, and one of the things that you have to remember is that I set my boat up the way I fish. So, like why certain things are in certain places are because that's kind of the method that I use to fish. So, it may not work for you. It may. I can tell you, from my point of view and how I fish, why I did certain things, and that's kind of where these answers are going to come from. So, first question, believe it or not, was about my truck. So, first question I got, and I kind of paraphrased some of them because they got long, and I didn't want to get crazy in detail on this stuff. So I'm not going to make this into a how-to. If there's a particular item or one of the questions that I talk about that you want more detail on, certainly drop me a comment in this video below, and I'll make a video on pretty much anything that you guys want to see in the boat. In fact, I'll make a video on anything you guys want to see in the boat and give you my best explanation. Now, as far as the technical piece of it, I can tell you what I know, and we can learn things together from that perspective as well. All right, first question, back to the truck. Does your Silverado pull the boat easily, or does it struggle? Does it struggle? Would I need a bigger truck for a similar size boat? All right, so, and then it goes on to say, I have a newer F-150. All right, so my truck, nothing special. Silverado, it's a V8 engine, pulls the boat fine. I know it's on there. I certainly know it's on there when I'm going up really steep hills, but I've never really had a problem with it. One of the things that I can say is definitely look and service the brakes on your trailer. So when I purchased this boat, it was used, and the brakes weren't great on it. So it's a real simple procedure. I'm sure you can find a YouTube video on it. If not, I can put one up, a 5 or 7 minute video on how to bleed the brakes on these trailers. So they are a mechanical brake. So when the tongue gets forced forward, the brake is compressed and it slows the trailer down. So that really helps you when you're going down large steep hills. And then again, when you pull away, it allows the brake to decompress, and you can accelerate. So one of the things that I can tell you is it is extremely hard to push the trailer backwards manually if that brake is engaged. So I actually have a little battery that when I bring the boat into the garage and I want to manually push it back, I hook a little battery up to the trailer harness so that the brake is in bypass mode. And I could show you guys how to do that. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments and I will definitely answer that. All right, let's move on to the next thing. And it's going to be the front of the boat. And I get a lot of questions on this. Do you think the Ulterra with iPilot Link is worth paying the extra for, or is iPilot almost the same? All right, so iPilot and iPilot Link are very similar. iPilot is basically, it's the self-contained GPS system in the trolling motor, okay? iPilot Link gives you everything that iPilot does, but it also gives you the network capability to hook it up to the graph. So basically what happens is There's a network cable that runs down underneath the deck of the boat, and it runs to my graph on the right. I'm sorry, it runs to the switch on the right. The graph on the right is the one that it takes the two transducers. The graph that's on the left doesn't have any transducers hooked to it. It just has a network cable and of course a power cable that go down to the 5-port switch, which is underneath. So I have that mounted up underneath, and I don't know, maybe I can get it in the boat and show you guys. So there's a cable that comes down underneath along there, and then everything comes to my network switch, which is right there. All right, and then Humminbird network switch, Humminbird to network switch, and then there's a Y cable for my transducers. Works out great. You can control the Ulterra from the Humminbird, from either one, because they're all networked together. Works fine. The main thing that I love about the iPilot Link is that I can follow contour with it. So, you know, like you guys have seen my videos, you know that I do a ton of trolling. So when I set that thing to say I'm trying to track 30 foot in depth, you know, I'll go to the Humminbird and get in position and, you know, follow contour, and it works out fantastic. So I have absolutely no complaints about Ulterra. It's like my co-pilot. It's like having another person in the boat. So you spend more time fishing and less time driving the boat. Basically, the way that I have it set up, and I think there was another question related to the kicker motor, so I'm kind of skipping around, but I'm going to kind of talk about it together. Excuse me. That way we can, you know, kind of put the whole system all in one bundle, because it does work together. So the way I have it set up, and I think I have the controller here. So this is my remote. It won't see the motor right now because it's off, but maybe I could show you some of the features that are on it. So yeah, so motor's not found. Basically what I will do when I am out fishing is I start my kicker motor, and this is specifically when I'm trolling, obviously. I'll get this thing started, and what I have is the iTroll system to control my speed. So I can dial in the speed, you know, whatever I want, 1.7, 1.8. I'll set the trolling motor speed to, you know, 2 or 3. And what that will do is it'll just give me enough so that the boat can be steered by the trolling motor. I'll pick my, you know, my point that I want to follow, and I'll go into autopilot, and then what happens is the trolling motor is running, albeit at a much lower speed, which saves you a ton of battery, and then I use the kicker for thrust. So this is what's giving me the power to move the boat. That's what's steering it, and it works fantastic. So, you know, I may have to adjust a little bit for wind, but it's fantastic. It's actually like having somebody drive the boat for you. So that works out well. What I'll do is I'll kind of combine the two questions. I think there was one about how we steer. Yeah, so, well, the fourth question I had was, and we'll make it the next one, is what is the steering unit on your kicker controlled by? Is it a remote control? And the answer is yes, I have a remote control. So this is the tail fin system. You can see it right there. There's a little electric motor there. And what happens is when that motor drives out, it turns the motor this way. And when it pulls it back, obviously it turns it that way. There's 2 ways that I can control that motor. One is the remote control. It gives me left and right. And then the second is there's an actual manual switch, which is left and right here. And I like to have everything right here because this is basically like my control center. So when I'm out on the water, I'm really mostly in this area and fishing, you know, behind me. So, Yes, the answer is there is a remote control for that. You can also tie that into the iTroll system, and you can you can also steer it here. You see there's two keys and they're orange left and right. I don't have it set up like that because basically the electric motor does the steering for me. I very rarely change. Once I set the electric motor, I might have to just tilt it a little bit so that, because it's not in the center of the boat. But once I have it set, I'm basically just moving speed. The iTroll system is great because you can dial that speed in like extremely precise, and you can also do what they call hunt, which if you're a trolling guy, this is very handy. So what it does is it's timed and it will change the speed of the motor in increments that you set. So like I could set it up to change the speed like every 2 minutes. I could set it to go up 0.01 mile an hour or whatever you want it to do. It can run up, it can then, run for 30 seconds like that and then drop back down. So that's kind of an overview of the Ulterra. I haven't had any problems with it. I can say that if for some reason you have it deployed and it gets bumped, whether it be against the dock, it will throw it off and you will have to recalibrate it. Again, I'm not going to go through and show you guys the recalibration method, but I can if you guys have questions on that. I'm sure there's other videos out there, but I'd be happy to give a step-by-step, to show you guys how to do that. Real easy, and you can do it out on the water. The other thing that you can do too, you can download the latest software for everything on your phone and then Bluetooth into your units to upgrade everything. So that's really nice as well. All right, so that covers the kicker. One of the other questions I got, and it's a pretty simple one, is where did you get the rod holder in the front of your boat? So this rod holder is, I found it online, and hopefully I can get it out to show you guys. I'm gonna just clip you in here a second, hang on. All right, needed 2 hands for that. So rod holder is great. I'm gonna give these guys a plug because I love this thing. So it's fatfishdesigns.com, and it's right on the side of the rod holder. This is excellent because if I'm like, for instance, when I went out over the weekend, I didn't have all of my lead core poles and all that stuff. So I was able to pop this thing out and put a seat back in so that I could put a passenger up here. The pole doesn't come with it. So it works with any pole that has a 3/4 inch diameter hole in the top. So there's a little pin, well, it's a 3/4 inch pin, so it's not real little. There's a pin that sticks down, that sets down in there, and basically it just pops down in there. Now I added 2 screws. I added one there and I added one there so that it wouldn't spin once it's in the holder. I didn't, if you don't have those screws there, this will spin on you. And if you get, if you're going 30 miles an hour, the last thing you want is your pole holder to spin out. But really a good piece. It's solid. It's made out of like a composite, like a UHMW type material. It's fairly inexpensive. I hope you guys, if you're looking for something, check those guys out because it was well worth it. We added that in the spring. So that takes care of that. The final question that I had was about the Garmin. Arc Labs. Arc Labs designed this whole device that holds my Garmin. So this is a 1226. It's a touchscreen. There is a battery in there. I think it's a 32 amp hour. Works fantastic. I think I can get like, I think when I was at Oneida, I did end up running it out of battery. It was the only time I ever did that, but I think I was out on the water for almost 16 hours. So It has a little voltmeter, tells you the voltage of the battery, USB, double USB charging ports, and a regular 12 volt cigarette lighter type plug-in. Not a lot of drawbacks. The thing is rock solid. I can tell you that if you are going to look into this, definitely get this deflector screen, because when you're out and you know the sun is at your back, there's a lot of shadow on your graph. So the way I mounted it, and this was, you know, this is basically for me, I mounted it with a seat post. I added this 11-inch seat post, and I bought the seat post adapter, which they sell, and they sell many different types of adapters for this unit. I did the seat post adapter, and the reason why I did that is because I don't like to keep bending over to make adjustments, whether it be, you know, adjust the screen. I can turn it wherever I am. So if I'm over here and there's somebody fishing with me, we can share it. I can drop it down. I put 2 of them in so they could centralize it in the boat. If I'm alone, I leave it here. If the sun is, and you can even see the glare from the lights in my garage, well, I can just turn it and then put my body in front of it to darken it so I get a better view of it. It's on a swivel. It's on a 3/4 inch threaded pin that goes down in there. And this thing is, it doesn't go anywhere. I mean, I've had great luck with that. So check those guys out. I know they make one for rails. I know they make one for mine, which is 45 degree, but I didn't want it extended over the, you know, the side of the boat. I know they make one for 90 degree as well. So fantastic mount. The thing is rock solid. Everything mounts in the actual, you know, the rack. So the Garmin unit, the screen, of course the battery, it all mounts. They also give you a charging port, and the charger comes pretty much when you buy the battery. It'll come with it. So real good unit, solid investment. And the best thing too is I could use it for ice fishing. All I have to do is just pop it off the unit, and I could show you guys how that works too. If I can get this somewhere where you can see it. Well, maybe I can do this. All right, so really what happens is this base, there's a lock on that side, and there's a lock on this side. So once you unlock that, the unit can be picked right up off of the, and I never travel with it in place. I always put it in the truck, and then I'll take the post out as well and put that in the truck. Real good solid unit. Once you lock it back in, you're good to go. And then if you were going ice fishing, you would just remove it from this base, and you know, you could drop it right on your sled, or for that matter, you could put it right on the ice. It's that solid. It's all solid steel construction. I think it's stainless. Now, the one that I got it powder coated black, kind of to match the boat, but I think that there's a polished version, and I think that's the original. So, you know, real good unit. Hopefully you guys will check them out. I don't have any affiliation with them or anything, but I have had good luck with it. So, all right, so those are the 5-6 questions that were asked of me. I wanted to come out and, you know, just kind of address those things and talk about the boat a little bit. If you guys have any other questions dealing with the boat or anything that you see in any of our videos, feel free to put them down in the comments. I'll definitely get around to answering them. Hopefully you guys will hit that subscribe, and we'll see you guys in a little bit. Hopefully later in the week. We have a good trip planned this week. I'm not going to tell you what it's, you know, where we're going to head out, but you will see when we get there. So stay tuned. Again, hit that subscribe, hit that like, and I will see you on the water.